Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk, quick show. It's been a while since I've done the transfer talk. It's been fairly quiet on the transfer front. I would say there's been negotiations in play for a left back, which we will cover that a little bit on the show, and we'll cover a couple of outgoings. That one's pretty much been confirmed as we speak. Another one in the offing, and also news of a winger from Barcelona linked, no less, that we'll be covering on today's little transfer talk show. First things first, though, we are on the road to 3K, well over 2,300 subscribers so far. So if you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Plenty of content coming through across the weeks. Obviously, with Villa now, hopefully in Europe, once we beat Hibs, we'll be fully in that Conference League. So hopefully, loads more content to come. And do hit that like button as well. I mean, the love that we're getting at the moment is crazy. So yeah, please do hit that like button. Help us spread the word of the channel and help us on the road to 3K. So let's talk on the outgoings. Today it is this morning. It's been pretty much reported that Keenan Davis is on his way to Hull for or what would be up to £2 million deal with add-ons included in that. So I think maybe sort of 1 million fee up front and then an extra million in terms of add-ons. I guess based on goals, position in the table for Hull, etc., etc. And a player who maybe would have commanded a bigger fee, maybe a year or two ago. Certainly after his Nottingham Forest loan, I think his stock was quite high, and I think there's maybe a decision to be made as to whether he would go into the first team and challenge, or whether he'd go back on loan. And ultimately went back on loan to Watford. Didn't quite work out for him as well there, and with a year on his contract, I think getting potentially £2 million for a player we didn't pay any money for and sign him from non-league. I think while it could have been more, is a pretty decent return. And I've always liked Keenan Davis. I thought he had all the attributes to be a good player. Just needs to stay fit and get regular football. And I think maybe Hull City, they'd seem like a club on the up. I think he could do a good job there. So wish him all the best, and a decent bit of money in the coffers for Villa. And as I keep saying, these academy players or young players that we don't pay any money for, or very, very little money for, if we can make any sort of profit off them, then that's all well and good. Along with him, who looks like he's going to Hull City as well, although there are one or two other clubs interested, is Jaden Badias. And I guess off the back of a promising pre-season, there was maybe hopes that he would really knock on the door for the first team, and I think he maybe could do. But in terms of his own career, I think he's looking at what are his first team opportunities going to be like. And yeah, despite a really promising pre-season, he hasn't really featured. He came on against Newcastle, wasn't in the squad on Sunday, and I think that was because maybe they were talking to Hull City, and it's looking like a £5 million deal now. To me, I think that's a really good deal. I don't think we would have expected anything more, a couple of years ago, and he's done really well with his career in a couple of loan moves and done well at Cardiff. And maybe this is an opportunity to sell someone when their stock is high, because like we say, if he kind of goes on another loan that's not as good, or if he goes if he stays on the bench and doesn't really get many minutes, his value is just going to diminish. So I think it's a good move to make right now. And if we can put a buyback clause in or something like that, then that would be something that I think would be good business. And as well, with Aaron Ramsey still kind of not confirmed that deal, and that's up to 14 million. You're talking over 20 million pounds there in terms of transfer fees in. And Villa haven't been renowned for, other than the Grealish, the chuckle makers. In the past, we've let our players go. We've let our young players go for nothing. Mark Albrighton, Barry Bannon, Callum O'Hare being famous ones. So we've got to make money on these young players. And to me, if you can put buyback clauses in there, covers ourselves, or sell on clauses, covers ourselves a little bit, and we can continue to get excellent players in that really will challenge the first team, and moving forwards, and continue to kind of keep that pathway going for academy players to either come into the first team or go and be sold for profit. So yeah, wish Philogene Bidace all the best as well if he does go. And I think Hull City are getting two excellent players there for championship level. The Marcos Acuna situation is still rambling on. On the show last night, I think a few people were talking that we are very, very close to getting that deal done. And he is potentially going to sign on a 2-year deal, which would be, make sense. 31 years old. I think he's more in line with what Emery wants. Obviously, that's subject to Luca Dean, look at moving on to Nice and whether they can cover his wages or a portion of his wages that is agreeable to Villa. And I think we need to get Acuna in and get that deal done with Seville. I think the player wants to come by all accounts. It's just getting the transfer fee correct and I guess the structure of the payments, and then Dina will move to Nice, and yeah, we'll have another new player, and I guess someone who World Cup winner, gives real experience, can play in multiple positions, and also has got that speed to get up and down that left hand side. And we saw his delivery against Man City to set up for the goal there for Seville. So he has obviously got quality, and Luca Dean has done pretty well for Villa. Never really tore it up. Had a good game against Everton on Sunday, but maybe just doesn't quite fit into what Unai Emery wants him to do. So, yeah, interesting one with regards to Acuna, and hopefully we can get that kind of boxed off and over the line over the next couple of days, because it has been rumbling on for quite a while. So yeah, let's see about that one. And finally, a new player that's kind of jumped into the rumor mill, Barcelona winger Abdi Ezal Zuli, Moroccan international, 21 years old, and signed for Barcelona from Hercules in 2021. Played in their Barcelona B team, made 21 appearances there, scored 3 goals. Promoted to the first team in 2021 as well, and played 12 games, scored 1 goal. Was on loan last season at Osasuna and did very well by all accounts, scoring 4 goals in 28 appearances. And as I said, has a 7 caps for Morocco, and also represented Morocco at under 20 and under 23 level. But looks like a really tricky winger, and Xavi has said that his game is spectacular. So it seems a little bit of a surprise as to why they're kind of open to offers and open to let him go. It's looking like around 15 million euros that he is valued at, and I believe Leverkusen are interested in him. I think Juventus have been interested in him in the past. Whereas other clubs in Spain have been interested in him, and I think there was rumours of a deal with PSV Eindhoven was going to get done, but now I think we're behind the queue, so to speak, with Leverkusen. But maybe the lure of Premier League football and obviously, hopefully, Conference League football could potentially sway him. So just have a quick look at his stats. So comparing him with Leon Bailey as always. So if we look at Ezal Zuli by himself, attacking 67, technical ability 68, tactical 42, defensively 31, and creativity 58. Compared to Bailey, outscores him in technical ability and tactical awareness and defending ability, but not necessarily so much in the creativity stakes. But looks like a player who is on the up, 21 years old, as I said, plays on that left-hand side. This is last season at Osasuna, so predominantly strong down that left-hand side. Does that link in with a player who can, if Moreno's not playing and we want to attack, we want to keep that winger on that left-hand side and use the right-hand side for attacking, with the attacking fullback with Matty Cash, does it help with that? 28 games played, 4 goals scored, one big chance missed as well, 3 goals from inside of the box, 1 goal from outside of the box. He's scored with his right foot as well, so cuts in from that left-hand side, I would imagine. 2 assists and 1 big chance created. But you know, in a team that fairly struggles quite a lot, I think that's pretty good. And as I say, has got allegedly rave reviews from his time at Osasuna last season. 58% in successful dribbles, and 49% duels won, 52% ground duels won. So yeah, looks a promising player, and Morocco definitely did very well in the World Cup. And a lot of their players, their stock has risen, and a lot of people are focusing on them as a nation, and their players. So could be an exciting one, could be one to watch, especially with Philogene Bidace leaving. Have we spotted an opportunity to get, 5 or 6 million for a Philogene Bidace? FFP as well playing a factor potentially. Can we get a slightly higher rated young player in? So one to watch over the next few days, and I'm certain there'll be more rumours, there'll be more players potentially leaving, and potential coming in as well. So yeah, stay tuned. We've got loads of shows coming up. Talking Tactics with Gareth, hopefully later on today. Myself and Kev will be recording a match preview for the Hibs game, Europa Conference League. We've got the reaction to that as well later on in the week. We've got the preview for Burnley. We've got the reaction to Burnley. So loads and loads and loads of stuff coming up. So make sure you're liking this video. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, helping the channel grow. We're on the road to 3K, and you guys can really help us to do that. That's it from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your support. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.